Thank you for joining me once again for Tarot Tuesday by Third Eye of Providence. I am so just blessed and delighted that you all decide to join me here and that these messages are resonating with people. I appreciate every single person that's hitting the like button and leaving me comments and feedback on these readings. And if this is your first time on my channel, make sure you're hitting the subscribe button so that way you get notification every week when I post my new content. This week, I decided to do separate videos for all of my zodiac signs, and these are for sun, moon, and rising combinations. This message is for my Sagittarius collective, and I have pulled you guys cards from the Twin Tarot, the Oracle of the Seven Energies, which you got a bonus message from, the Power of Love activation cards, and the Sacred Geometry activation cards as well. I don't even need to begin to tell you, Sagittarius, that we are in a very powerful time at the current moment. We are in Sagittarius season, and today there was a solar eclipse in the new moon with Sagittarius. So I decided to do your reading based on that. I am a Sagittarius moon, so I'm very much feeling these energies, and I'm sure the energy will be reflected in the reading. If you want more information about the astrology transits and how the energies of the new moon solar eclipse currently are going to roll into next week's 12/21 portal activation, which is also the winter solstice, which is also the great conjunction of Saturn and Jupiter, and how that's going to roll into the full moon in Cancer at the end of the year, reach out to me. I would love to connect with my fellow Sagittarians and dig into all of this philosophical and astrological alignments. So let's get into the reading. From the Twin Tarot, you have the shadow side of the sun, the solar eclipse. Of course, this is, and look at the Sagittarius. Oh, I love this so much. Okay. So we have the shadow aspect of the sun, the solar eclipse for my Saggies. In the seven energies, you have number 41, a higher view. Stunning. Wow. Holy smokes. I'm just getting so. Look at the portal. And it's kind of hard to see it. And then you have number 42. So you went from 41 to 42. Wow. And I shuffle these cards, and trust me, it's very unusual to get these two together. Like, so 41 to 42. So we're going from 5 to 6. From change to harmony. So 42 is smoke and mirrors. And again, more portal energy. Look at there and there. Crazy. Okay. Let's go into the power of love activation for my Saggies. You have tolerance. It says you appreciate other points of view because you sense the love in everyone. Mm-hmm. I'm getting temperance actually, like the angel energy of temperance in the traditional tarot is Sagittarius energy. Okay. And the sacred geometry, number 42 again, the tantric journey. Wow. It says the frequency of tantric journey helps us to unlock the hidden knowledge and wisdom that we intrinsically hold about how to reach a state of wholeness and completion through our sensual experiences with ourselves and with another. Wild. So you got 242s. Smoke and mirrors, tantric journey. Oh wow, yeah, look at the synchronicity in the image in this card and the center of this. Hopefully you see what I'm trying to show you. 41 to 42 to 42. Holy smokes. Okay, let's get into the reading. So, with the shadow aspect of the sun, what is this card all about? So interesting. I love this deck because, again, I'm all about polarities. I don't I don't like reading the reversals, and this is like a new interpretation of the same type of thing. So, the dark side of the sun says, though now is not as warm or as clear as it should be, I know the sun's full power will soon shine on me. Again, the smoke and mirrors, right? It says that this card brings in the energy of haziness, of immaturity, excessive naivete, and artlessness. It says, despite its thorn symbol, this card is not dark, gloomy, or ominous in any way, for the sun is not under a cloud. It is just that its full strength and heat have been weakened by a dulling haze. I knew this had to do with the eclipse. Similarly, your life, or some part of it, may not be shining as clearly or as brightly as you feel it ought to be. Choosing the dark sun is a reassurance that just as the heat and power of the sun's rays eventually burn through any haze, mist, or fog, the complete light and clarity you seek should soon be yours. This includes any creative project you may be wishing to birth, providing, of course, that you are not subconsciously harboring a reluctance to shine and do not have an inherent fear of success. The dark sun demonstrates, through the characters in the card, different aspects that make up your being. Until these are fully unified, your personality may be a little skewed at times, with childlike part too dominant. So avoid being too naive and trusting of people and situations, or presenting your playful, happy side at times when a more serious approach is called for. But on no account lose your fundamental joie de vivre. So, my Sagittarius this is about your kind of carefree and impetuous nature, which I suppose that would be a dark side of the sun card, but certainly not a negative polarity at all, unless of course you're using it to escape your responsible side. So let's dig in to number 41 and number 42. That should be easy. And what is the 7 energies of these two cards? I'm so curious. So these are energies of light. They represent energies of intuition, vision, imagination, knowing, perception, and mental states. Number 41, a higher view. This card brings in energies to you, Sagittarius, that are about conscious neutrality, letting go of judgment and assumptions, non-attachment, and the ability to be remaining unbiased. It says seeing from a higher perspective. Sometimes our lives are suction cupped to the ends of our noses and we can't see beyond ourselves. This happens to everyone once in a while. We fall into an automatic response to life and react from a learned, conditioned place rather than one of awareness. Being in reactivity keeps us repeating old patterns. Conversely, the avoidance of our triggers could keep us in our comfort zone, policing our attempts at new things. The way to be successful in your endeavor to connect with others is to step out of your sticky perception of the world. Imagine yourself sitting on the back of a bird 1,000 feet above your life. Wouldn't your perspective change? From a higher point of view, you can see for miles. You could let go of naming or blaming the obstacles in your way and instead easily discover a path to more beautiful and compelling vistas. More can become available to you in all aspects of your life when you're able to step back and get a little distance. You can wait before responding, you can be more graceful in your interactions, and see how everything is connected and every experience is a gift. The world is wide open for you today. All you have to do is move to higher ground, be mindful, and celebrate the spectacle of life's dance. So beautiful. So let's get into number 42, Smoke and Mirrors. This card says it brings in the energy, the concepts of seeing through the lens of past conditioning, the inability to recognize the truth of what is being offered, healing from misguided perceptions, moving beyond the illusion of separation, and being accountable for your biases in the way that you view the world. Says we're actually built to view the world inaccurately. Our five senses tell us we are separate from one another. We're conditioned to see time as linear. This creates a consciousness of delineation, separation, and finality. We have an innate fear that what we see is all there is. Although we know deep down there is more, we are suspicious of it. Our fear of death results from this kind of perception. The entire world is a construct of smoke and mirrors, and our job is to discover the truth that lies beyond this illusion. Discoveries at the frontiers of science align with what the ancients have known, that at the atomic level we are blinking lights in empty space. Consciousness is fundamental, and time can be bent, and we are internal. Ask yourself if what you see is really just what you're looking for. What do you sense beyond your intellectual assessment of what is? Can you drop into your heart and soul and call for a vision, a feeling, an awareness of the true and authentic? Every day, remind yourself that you are intrinsically connected to all life. The universe needs you to learn about it. You have within you extraordinary magic with which to co-create life beyond your wildest expectations. Today, trust the inner voice that reminds you that you truly will find what you seek and more, even if outer conditions appear challenging. It's all smoke and mirrors. Things are not exactly as they seem. So interesting. Yeah, something to do with this portal for my Sagittarius. Let's get into the tolerance message from the Power of Love. Like I said, I was getting temperance off of this. This school that we call Earth can be a very daunting destination. You should be proud of the bravery you have shown by electing to come here to experience it. The planet has a multitude of belief systems and philosophies practiced by beings who don't look or act exactly like you do, even though we are the same inside. Ironically, choosing to incarnate into a dimension where you feel separated from the whole is what makes Earth so appealing to courageous souls like you. The souls who graduate with high honors are the ones who have seen past the illusions of race and gender and religious belief and recognize their brothers and sisters. Love thy neighbor as thyself is the mantra of this card. The physical guises that we wear are just that, illusions. In truth, we are all the same, beings of love. When you are able to go within and connect with your soul's loving energy, you have the realization that we all belong to and originate from the same source. Tolerance is being secure within your own sense of self and letting others be as they are without judgment or bias. Learn to see them as weary travelers who, like you, crave encouragement, respect, and support. Beautiful. So, my Saggies, let's get into the activation of Tantric Journey number 42. I mean, as Sagittariuses, you are already philosophers and you're already explorers of this earth learning program. So, I think you pretty much understand what most of this message is to you about the illusions of the separation from physical self and source, and how to practice tolerance for your mistakes on that journey, and also for the people around you who are maybe unconscious of the same type of philosophy that you hold. So, number 42, Tantric Journey. Oh my goodness, I am so spooked right now because I had opened this book and there is like a burnt piece of sage in this page already. And I thought it was a bug for a second. But apparently just from like the last time I was reading out of this book, there was a piece of my sage flying around. And it's funny because I always call my Sagittarius as the sage. So, sorry for the distraction. Let's get into it. The journey into Tantra is about expansion of consciousness. The word Tantra can be translated as that which goes on expanding. It primarily uses the senses as a pathway toward focusing the mind and ultimately letting go of the mind to reach a state of internal oneness. Through sexual sensation, one of the most powerful sensations humans can experience, we can achieve a state of union within ourselves or with another. As spiritual beings in a corporeal vehicle, we can access our multidimensional nature through our physical body, letting our senses guide us into a vast universe that lies right beneath our skin. The tantric journey image shows the intersecting triangles as a reference to the union between the masculine and the feminine, where the upward triangle represents the masculine and the downward triangle the feminine. The purple represents the connection to source as the basis of our expanding consciousness. The petals in the orange center represent our second chakra, the seat of our sexual expression, as well as our emotions and our creativity, the sacral chakra. The swirling circles, the ones in the center and the larger ones in the background, represent the part of our origin that is off planet. Blue is associated with a clear expression of truth. The Sri Yantra is visible in the center as a representation of the integration that takes place through union. Squares representing the form-based world that we experience as spiritual beings in a physical body. So let me give you my own little guided interpretation here. So again, we were saying how this is the masculine and this is the feminine. In the center of this union, you see that there is the mixing of the red and the blue, and that creates the third. It creates the purple, which is source. And what else did I want to say about that? Right, the orange is the sacral energy. And it's so funny because orange and purple, even in the color wheel, are complementary colors. So whenever your sacral is very activated, the complementary energy is your third eye. So it's connecting through your multidimensional consciousness and your sexual pleasure areas at the same time creates this tantric journey. And it doesn't have to be with another, it can be with yourself. You know, these aspects of masculine and feminine within you, Sagittarius. And of course, 42 is a 6, and 6 would be the harmonious energy of these two triangles blending. Okay, here's the activation for you, Sages. It says, try this. Put on some music that you like. Stand up and close your eyes. Now slowly start moving your body. Just let it flow and move any way that feels good. And don't think or judge, just feel the flow. Remember that you can bring this flow into your daily life. Whether you're walking through the grocery store or you're sitting in traffic, the flow is available at any time. All you have to do is connect to it. That's beautiful. I'm getting this. It's kind of what's happening in this card. He's just like doing his thing. Kind of going with the flow, getting distracted a little though by the smoke and mirrors, the haziness. Okay, my Sagittarius family, I hope these messages connected with you, and if you would like a deeper, more personalized reading based on these energies, just reach out to me and I'd love to connect with you about all of the stuff that I talked about in this video today. And if I don't get to do the private reading with you, make sure you come over to Instagram on Friday. I'll be doing my freebie messages there that are going to be weekend energies and will bring you into the 1221 portal. and the winter solstice and the grand conjunction. So, Sagittarius, I love you guys so much, and I hope you have a majestic week.